Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
And we are back here, joined live once again by Dr. Brandon Fuller. Excited to have him here from beautiful Sarasota, Florida. Lucky guy in the beautiful weather. We're in cold New York right now. But you really, the name of the company, Absolute Acupuncture, but really you believe in and focus on holistic healthcare and offer a wide variety of services. We'll get to that. Right now, I would love for you to say hello to everyone and just introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Dr. Brandon Fuller. I practice here in Sarasota, Florida. Like you said, it's sunny, it's beautiful. It's 66 degrees, so a little chilly for us Floridians today. We focus primarily on, like you said, holistic healthcare, so acupuncture, herbs, nutrition, some sort of physical therapy in a way, kind of massage in a more Chinese perspective. But it's all about your health and your well-being as a whole, rather than you come in and go, "Oh, my back hurts," and we try and figure out why your back hurts so that we can correct the problem. So later on down the road, you don't have horrible, debilitating pain.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. And just a little bit about where did you go to school? What brought you into this field since I don't know yet, or our listeners?
Absolutely, absolutely. So I've gone to school a couple of different places. I started in Victoria, British Columbia. I did 4 years there, and then realized, the North was a bit too cold for me anymore, and I'm going back to Florida, and did finished off my master's in Florida, and then for my doctorate, I went to school in Austin, Texas.
Okay.
I've been in practice and treating patients for about 17 years, from variety of different things. You name it, I've probably treated it or seen it.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you for being here, for occupying space with us. And again, it's
Yeah, thank you.
absolute-acupuncture.com. And just for new listeners today as well, the benefits of acupuncture. Could you share a little bit about that and helping our bodies reduce inflammation? Because not everybody's aware of what acupuncture actually is. Would you mind giving us a little overview? Thank you.
Absolutely,
Thanks.
absolutely. So, yeah, generally acupuncture, it reduces inflammation. We try to focus wherever the inflammation might be for a patient. So, like we were talking about back pain, we try and reduce the inflammation in that area. But as a general overall, acupuncture itself actually reduces inflammation throughout the body. So patients might come in and go, my neck's a little stiff, but my back's really sore. And we do a little work on the back and we've reduced the inflammation in the body, and they get up and they go, wow, my neck stiffness is gone too. That's pretty amazing. So we get kind of that whole perspective, that whole body treatment in.
Well, it's funny because, some people are like scared of acupuncture, right? They're thinking it's painful and the needles. Clearly, that's a misnomer. Can you explain that to us?
Sure, sure. So we use what's called filiform needles rather than
Okay.
the hypodermic needle. You go to a doctor and they go, "We're going to give you a flu shot or whatever shot." Ours are filiform, so they're about the thickness of a cat's whisker or a
Oh,
strand
okay.
of hair. Most patients don't even feel the needles going in. And a lot of my patients will actually fall asleep before I'm done even putting the needles in, just because it's such a relaxing experience.
Got it. Well, I would love to, I haven't done it in years. Of course, the one and only time I did is when I had like a back injury. So I thought, but people do it with, you don't need an injury to get acupuncture, right? And
Right,
then when
exactly.
I was pregnant, they talk about doing that. And then wait, let me ask you this question. Is it true that you can also use acupuncture to help infertility?
Absolutely. Yeah, we do it often. We do it very, very
Ah.
often. It works really well in conjunction with IVF therapies. So it helps the body just kind of receive the treatments that are coming for with infertility.
Wow. All right. Interesting. Good to know. So, what in particular do you have in mind for us today? I know you've been on the show before with another host, so you may have spoken, about what you wanted to talk about already. What do you want to cover today and to
Um,
our listeners?
Why don't we talk about some of the injection therapies that we do
Sure.
down here in Florida, and we can a lot of different states are picking up injection therapies, and they're all natural injections, which are really fascinating. So we have kind of three different branches of different types of injections we can do.
Yeah.
One is a homeopathic injection. The other is a nutritional injection, so vitamins and minerals. And then the other is an herbal injection. So we might we might mix some of them together to help different situations, but they all vary in strengths and effectiveness towards different issues. Um, the big one that most acupuncturists like to use is homeopathics. And a lot of people will know homeopathics if they've ever used arnica
Hmm.
for bruising or something
Yes.
like
Yeah,
that.
I use that because oh my God, I put sculpture in my face recently. It's supposed
Uh-huh.
to produce my own collagen naturally. I don't
Right.
have like filler. I don't want to look like an age person yet. I do have Botox. That's it. So I
Yeah.
tried that. And that's exactly what the girl told me to get because I had a lot of bruising and I should have taken it first. I ordered it on Amazon later. But
Right.
what is arnica anyway? Specifically, what is it? I'm putting
So
something in my body I don't even know, but I did my
our
research on sculpture, so I was okay with that, the polylactic,
right.
whatever acid. But wait, what is arnica?
Arnica is an herb. And when it's used as a homeopathic, it's actually broken down. It's diluted to this minuscule amount where it's imperceivable that the actual molecules of the herb are still there.
Okay.
And what we've found is when doing so, the water molecules actually kind of take shape of what that nutrition was, what that herb was, whatever substance it was. And the body goes, oh, hey, I know I need to do something with that.
Yeah.
And so
Wow.
then the body kind of takes over on its own and the body heals itself. So with arnica, it's like if we took the herb itself, yeah, it'd help with a bit of bruising, but with the homeopathic, we can actually mix it with other homeopathics.
Mm-hmm.
And those from up north or even European countries would know Traumeal
Yeah.
really well. And it's like an all natural pain reliever for trauma. It's like the first go-to thing that you use. And
Interesting.
yeah, and so it's a homeopathic. It was made as a cream and injectable, those sorts of things. This solution works for bruising, inflammation, edema, especially after traumas, which would have been perfect for your face after having the sculpture done because it
Mm-hmm.
just knocks it all down and helps you heal quickly.
Wow. I remember that next time. Sorry to interrupt with that, but okay. So
No, that's
arnica,
okay.
what other types of injections are we talking about that you all could do?
So then we do things like vitamins and minerals, right? Vitamin B injections, vitamin C, vitamin D, magnesium, all of these minerals that we don't necessarily get as much as we should in our day-to-day nutritional needs, right? We're all busy, we all work crazy hours, and we come home and we go, what
Mm-hmm.
does the grocery store have already made for me?
Yeah. We're
Right?
so lazy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, or I'm going out for dinner. It's understandable. We all do it, and for the most part, a lot of us try to do our best, but sometimes we're lacking.
Yeah.
So a lot of acupuncturists now can inject these nutritional substances and go, oh, you're having a little nerve pain. Well, vitamin B,
Wow.
let's boost
Mm-hmm.
your vitamin B in your body because that actually helps nerves heal. Um, or you have a little bit of a muscle spasm, let's give you a little bit of a magnesium injection. That'll help the muscles in that area relax. Those sorts of things are quite common for acupuncturists around the US to do in some states. We're working on all states getting there, but and
Interesting.
then the last one is more herbal. We have some amazing herbal substances that we can use. One is created from a pitcher plant, and the pitcher plant itself is quite amazing. Where if you ever seen like a bug kind of fly in and then it gets
Mm-hmm.
stuck and it can't get out, that solution actually has a numbing effect, but it also has an anti-inflammatory effect. And so that solution can be turned into an injectable, and it works as like an all-natural lidocaine slash cortisone, where it can numb nerve pain and reduce inflammation. And it's been shown to be effective in helping with like sciatic nerve pain for patients and things of that nature.
Interesting. A lot of
Yeah.
us, I had that when I was pregnant, sciatica. What is exactly, can you explain exactly what sciatica is?
Sure, sure. So it generally, um, if a person has an injury to their spine, the sciatic nerve actually comes off of the spine and runs down kind of through our glutes, through our hip, and down the leg all the way to our toes.
Yep.
If there's inflammation or impingement of that nerve, causes this burning, numbing, tingling sensation, which can be incredibly painful. A lot of times patients will go, "Oh yeah, I've had that. I know that." But what a lot of folks don't know is there's another syndrome called piriformis syndrome, where that nerve actually runs through a muscle in our hips and our glutes called the piriformis. And as that muscle tightens up, it causes those same kind of numbing, burning sensation and aching in the glute and hip. So those are kind of the two most common that you see. It happens quite often in pregnant women,
Yeah.
happens with elderly as our bones kind of degenerate in our spine. Sometimes if you've injured your spine, you'll
Yeah.
have that inflammation there and it causes that pain.
Yeah. All right. Interesting. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
And by the way, let's
welcome.
remind our listeners all the ways we can contact you at this point, please.
Yeah, so you could give me a call. My number is 941-500-2767. You could shoot me an email. It's at dr.fullerdom@gmail.com, or you can go to my website. It's absolute-acupuncture.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And
Yeah,
again, what else do we need to know? Look, holidays are here. Let's be honest, there's a lot of added stress, mental anguish on us all. Yeah.
absolutely.
Are you finding more patients coming in with like stress and when you have mental stress, tell me how it affects the body.
Yeah, so mental stress actually, what we find is the body tenses. And as the body tenses, blood flow actually reduces throughout the body.
Mm-hmm.
This allows for more injuries throughout the body. It causes us to have more illnesses throughout the body because we're not allowing that blood flow to get rid of inflammation. So stress kind of puts us into this almost pseudo fight or flight response. And from that, we get sick, we get ill. Acupuncture helps to reduce that, and especially around this time of year. As you see, everybody's out going, oh man, last minute shopping for Christmas or for whatever holiday that
Yeah.
they participate in. It's this stress of I've got to get there, I've got to do that, I've got to do that, and just taking time for yourself, and it's half
Yeah.
an hour will help you get through the holidays without illness.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Good to know. And also, I meant to ask you, as a doctor, right? We're overeating for the holidays. Not good. What is that doing to our body?
Overeating. I like to say everything in moderation because I will admit I'm an overeater in the holidays. What it does is it puts a lot of stress on our stomach, and
Yeah.
also what in Chinese medicine we call our spleen.
Okay.
Easier to think of as your pancreas. So imagine your pancreas is what produces insulin in the body, helps you digest food. So putting undue stress onto those two organs actually creates more problems later on down the road. Stretching of the stomach so you don't feel full as quickly as you should. Whereas insulin production gets increased and it can actually cause more problems with insulin production later on down the road. So everything in moderation. If you have one big meal for the year or two from Thanksgiving and the holiday season, that's great. But
Hmm.
just keep an eye out on it. Otherwise, acupuncture is always a good route to help restore that balance after the holiday season.
Interesting. Thank you so much. And what other services did you want to discuss today that you're doing? By the way, I know you're in Florida. You must have a lot of where's your biggest clientele from? What cities are surrounding Sarasota do people come to you? Or people can
Um,
come to you from New York and fly in to see you, right?
I have had New York, New Jersey. I've had Rhode Island. I've had just around all throughout the U.S. I've had those from Canada come in to see me. But the majority of my patients come from Sarasota, Venice, St. Pete, Tampa, and Lakewood Ranch, kind of that area where they'll drive in. More often than not, they're in the Sarasota area, but it's one of those things. They hear about you, they hear about what kind of work you've done for somebody else, and then they go, I've got to see this guy. If he helped you and you were in agony, I've got to see him.
Got it. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you.
Also, just overlooking on your website, obviously, and all the work that you're doing. Just you meant this is crazy. So you might have talked about this already. Where did you first start working? Was
So
this?
I started it could be I started in Victoria, British Columbia. So that's where I started school
But
and did my
but you're not Canadian, are you? Or
I am. I
are you
was born
from?
in Ontario.
You were
Yeah.
born. Oh, born. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I say,
Yeah.
I love. Oh my. I've been dying to go to Vancouver. Never been. I've done Toronto, Montreal, but beautiful. So, is your family still there?
It's a split. So most of my aunts and
Ah,
uncles and everyone live up there, but my mom and my brother live here in Sarasota.
what a difference in like
Yeah,
weather and people and all that, right? My
it
goodness,
is.
to make that lump to that jump and that leap of faith to like, wow, that is
Yeah.
awesome. But
Yeah.
Florida's where you feel like it's home now. Is this your forever home, or will you
It,
be up there practicing one day there?
I don't think so. It's a bit too chilly for me now, even though I was born up there. I enjoy the heat and the sun and all of that. So I think this will be kind of my forever spot.
Got it. And I mean, let me ask you this. I'm not saying you're old because you're young, but most older people move to Florida, right? There's something to be said for the benefits on the human body, right? With the
Ab-
weather, with what is it specifically? What is it? Is it sun just does your body good? What is
The,
it?
the sun does your body good, I will say. We get the vitamin D from the sun. We get the
Huh.
heat, which helps blood flow. You actually feel a bit more relaxed in the sunshine. So those of you up north, when it gets cold, you get tight, you get tense, you shiver and all that. And all you want to do is sit around the fire. And now
Yeah.
you can stay warm, wrap up with a
Lazy,
blanket.
lazy. Yes.
Right. And so here in Florida, we don't have to do all that. We can just, hang out outside and get a nice breeze come through and shorts and a t-shirt.
I mentioned vitamin D, but you also now, what about vitamin B? I saw that in your notes. How important is that to the body? And you give injections for that?
We do, yeah. So vitamin B is very important for the body. It has so many different benefits. It helps us feel better if we're ill. It helps with nerve pain and nerve rejuvenation. It helps with our psychology of us as human beings. When we're deficient, we get a little bit of a psychosis in a way, where we get paranoid and we perceive things that aren't really happening, and
Yeah.
so it plays a huge, massive role in everything in our day-to-day life.
Wow. Interesting. Interesting. All right. So people out there, listen up. We're here with Dr. Brandon Fuller, and he's giving us advice on, well, why we should all be doing acupuncture, why holistic health is so important. But it's not just the acupuncture, but holistic health care in general. So what other things do you offer your clients? I mean, I mentioned, I've read about cupping as well, which is
Mhm.
something I'm not
Yeah,
really familiar with. You offer nutritional supplements.
yeah.
Could you talk a little bit about that? What is cupping specifically? I've seen it. It looks cool.
Yeah,
But I don't know nothing about it except it leaves you like little hickey bruise marks. That's all I know. So see,
right.
there's
So
people out there like me probably saying, yeah, what is it? We
what
saw
is
Gwyneth Paltrow on the red carpet like 10 years ago with all those marks.
it? So cupping is kind of like a suction. So we take a cotton ball, doused in alcohol, wring it out, get a flame going. We put the flame in the cup and stick the cup on the body once we pulled the flame out. And that suction that's created, it kind of pulls blood out of the muscles, but it also creates what's called micro traumas, which is where we get that bruising from. That allows for fresh blood flow to permeate the muscle and under the skin and helps the body heal, brings that healthy nutrition from the rest of your body in there to heal different situations. So a lot of patients, they love cupping, they feel great afterwards. Muscles get relaxed that they haven't been relaxed in years. You get this overall sense like you just came out of a deep tissue massage without the pain of a deep tissue massage.
Ah, I love that. I love that
Yeah,
feeling.
yeah. So
Interesting.
yeah.
And now, how often do people should you get that done?
Generally, we say once a week to once every other week. We don't tend to like to cup over the same bruise marks or the same spots. So we generally it takes about 7 days for those bruises to heal up, and then afterwards you can come in. So about 10 to 14 days.
Got it. Awesome. Good to
Yeah.
know. And we still have 6 minutes left in the show. So,
Sure.
what else would you like to share?
Like you said, we sell herbs. We also sell nutritional supplements.
Mm-hmm.
Herbs are a big part of Chinese medicine. They help with all sorts of conditions.
Yeah.
Generally, if acupuncture can't help with something, herbs is the next best bet. And it's a lot like food therapy. So the herbs themselves are made from plants. Sometimes they're plants that we eat on a daily basis, and you don't realize.
Really?
But they can help with all sorts of situations. I create a formula that I made for combat veterans coming back from Afghanistan or that have been back from Vietnam, and they suffered from PTSD. And that formula alone showed an 80% improvement in their PTSD. Some veterans went, I've finally been able to sleep after taking sleeping pills for 10 years.
Wow.
So the herbs have a beautiful way of helping restore that balance that we always strive for.
Yeah. Interesting. And I read it in all those teas. What other herbs should we be sipping by the fire for the holidays?
Sure.
The
Right.
one that can like make like not that I have, but like in-laws disappear or or de-stress you from the hectic, crazy family that may be coming over for the holidays.
We have
Is
those
that
that help.
chamomile? What do they say that calms people? Or lavender is a scent. I don't
Chamomile
know.
does help calm, but there are those that help people sleep as well, and can make them a little groggy. So that we do sell those if they're struggling to sleep. But that might be a nice way to get rid of the in-laws if you're struggling with them.
Yeah, right. Seriously. Oh my goodness. Well, gosh. And we still got to 3 minutes left here. So let me
Sure.
ask, what other advice or tips do you want to leave for us today?
I know it's a stressful time, but do your best to just take it one step at a time. That it's think about other people and they're going through the same thing. Just help people whenever they need it. You see people struggling all the time, so help them out. It's that time of year,
You're such a
gift of
kind
giving.
soul.
Yeah.
No, that's true. Absolutely. All right. So again, remind us how we can reach out to you.
So you can call or text. It's
Mhm.
941-500-2767, or you can go to my website, which is absolute-acupuncture.com.
Perfect. And start by doing what's necessary, then do what's possible. And suddenly you are doing the impossible. That's
I
your
love
quote.
it.
We're going to leave you off. I got it from your notes. That's you. Thank you so much for sharing. And
Thank
happy
you.
holidays to you, to your family. Not sure if we're on again next week, but wishing you the best. And I'm very jealous of your location. And yeah, I'm going to get some Florida sun soon. All right. You have a great day, Dr.
You as well.
Fuller.
Happy
We appreciate your
holidays.
time. Same here again. Don't forget absolute-acupuncture.com. You can reach out to Brandon directly there as well. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.